Hello, hello. Hi, Elizabeth. Hang on just a sec.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
I'm okay. Balancing. I just tried to install a bidet into my my toilet with 3 kids all around me. So that was interesting. That was a horrible experience. Because it doesn't fit. So the plumbing part was anyway. So yeah, that's what I did today.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever installed a bidet? Has anybody installed a bidet?
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, hang on. Let me turn the volume up.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just like trying to stay present and in the moment, you know.
Yes, yes. I love it. Hello, hello, everyone. Say hi when you're here. Just got some music going for now while we wait for everyone to jump on. Let's see. Okay. So excited, ladies. Dance wherever you are. I want everyone to dance.
I'm dancing. I can't. How can you not dance with all these kids around?
Yeah, put your camera on.
Oh, yeah, I know. Hold on. I'm right in the middle of something, and then I'm going to turn it on.
Okay.
For a moment.
Hi, Rush. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Danielle. I can't see how it's. Here we go. Participants. There we go. Like, I can't see who's here.
I like haven't showered in more than a long time. So, but that's okay.
We can't smell you through here. It's fine.
Oh no, I look like it too.
Oh, whatever.
It's okay. I'm sure there's always somebody that looks worse than I do.
And it doesn't matter. As long as you're happy, that's what matters.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's all about perception.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It is. Oh, I love it. Hi, everyone. All right, I'm just going to check if there's anyone sending me messages because I've been getting messages all day about things. Just make sure that there's no one stuck, unable to get on. I think we're looking pretty good. Oh, Kristen. All right, I know there's a bunch of people that are going to catch the replay, but well, I'll just put a bit of music on for a little bit longer. Oh, I got some text actually. All right, cool. So feel free to turn your camera on. Make sure you have pen and paper ready. Please turn your camera on. We would love to see your faces. Yay, hi, Rosh.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? It's so good to see your face.
Good.
Hey, and this time
yeah, it's working. Video, everything's really good today.
Good.
I still haven't got the tag for the thing. I don't know if it must be me.
Oh, that's okay.
For the Align.
Align acting attraction.
Yeah,
that's fine.
later.
I'll send it to you. That's fine.
It might be me unless I'm blocked or something because I can't see it. I went through every single post.
I don't know. I'll have a look because you should be in that. Okay. I mean, let me tag you in there. So I don't know.
Yeah, and then I couldn't see the tag this morning, so I don't know.
Huh. Okay. I'll send
Maybe
it.
There's a
I can always just send the link if it doesn't work. So that's all good.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
No worries. I see a couple of people. Their audio is trying to connect. Danielle and Sam. So once you're connected, so Danielle, I don't know if because yours has been tinkling for a little bit. You may have to, when you connect, you need to click the first option. I think she might have jumped. Yeah, you may need to jump off and on again to get it to connect because you want to connect your internet audio. Hi, ladies. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Oh, this is awesome. Hi, Madriana.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. This is going to be fun, ladies. Okay, well, we're at 2. I want to honor people's time for everyone that's here on time. I'll turn my music off. I like to put on a bit of music so I can get excited. Not that I wasn't. I've been like running around and I'm all like pumped up. And you know when you get so excited, you get like jittery? Like I'm not nervous, but I'm so excited. So just bear with that. I will definitely be buzzing with you. So I hope that it transfers across. So when you're here, please, what I'm going to do is while I kind of introduce everything, I'll have everyone just mute themselves, but jump in the chat. There should be a chat box where you can, say hi and, let us know when you're here. Tell us if everyone can pop in the chat where you are in the world, because I know we have people from kind of all over jumping on. So yeah, tell us where you are. And then we're going to jump in. And for those of you that haven't done any of my workshops or trainings or anything before, this will be very interactive. That's why I said pen and paper is going to be needed. It's also going to be important, like I said, that your camera's on, because you're going to be talking to other people, and it's much nicer to talk to someone when you can see their face. Awesome. We have Vancouver in the house. We have Morocco in the house. Tell us where you're calling in from. I love it. Sahara, it's so cool to see you back. And Preet, it's so good to see you too. So glad we connected. There's so many cool people. So I know that there's like 30 odd people that have registered. Like I said, not sure if everyone will be on, but for those of you catching the replay, welcome as well, because I know there's going to be lots on the replay. Sydney, Rush, I miss Sydney so much. Sydney, Australia. NC, now that's North Carolina, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I'm getting good at the states of the US, but I still don't know all of them. So, awesome, beautiful. St. Louis, I love it, Madriana. Okay, well, let's get started. I'm going to share my screen with you because I'm the kind of person that needs the PowerPoint presentation to help guide. And I also know we have a lot of people that are visual learners. So I like to try and cater to all different learning styles. So there will be a PowerPoint slide and you'll see me in the corner and I'll kind of talk you through and I'll explain. There's going to be some, like I said, breakout rooms and different activities for you to jump into. So we are, let me just start from the start. Okay, so trust your truth, sister. You all know that's what you're for. Okay, so this is the agenda for today. We're going to go over just real quick. It's going to be, what is your intention or your vision for this workshop? And then we're going to look at your truth. This is very, very much focused on truth, as you all know, but tuning into your truth, deciphering truth from ego, fear, logic, all of those things. And then I have a very exciting, at the end, I have a very exciting offer and a very exciting giveaway. So make sure you stay. And if you have to jump off, I know some people have things going on. I hope you can be here for the full 2 hours. But if you have to, definitely you want to catch that. And then we'll go through a reflection. So let me just move this so you can see. So the intention for this workshop is to empower you to refine the process of tuning into your truth. All right. So, and as those of you that have attended, like I said, my workshops, I'm very much about engagement, because when you are engaged, it then equals embodiment. When you actively participate and you say all right, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm focused, all other things aside, and I totally understand. Some of us have children and I'm sure there's some distractions for some people. So just I very much respect that and take my hat off to anyone that has children while they're doing this kind of stuff, because it is challenging. But just showing to the universe that you're playing full out. And when you do that, it shows the universe you're serious about whatever it is you're wanting to attract into your life, or whatever you're asking for. You're sending a very clear message. So play full out while you're here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have us all take 3 deep breaths. So sit on your chair so your feet are nice and firm on the ground. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together. But how I'm going to do this, because last time I did a terrible job, but I'm going to say breathe in, and then with my fingers you'll see me count to 3. Whose mic's not muted, would you mind just muting yourself for me? Just when you come in, just mute yourself so we can, oops, I went to the chat. That's not what I meant to do. I don't know how to do it from here. That's okay. Okay, so I'm going to count to 3. Oh, man. There we go. I'll count to 3 with my fingers. So that's you breathing in, and then hold it for 3. So hold the breath at the top for 3. So that'll be me counting down, and then out for 3. And then hold it for 3 at the bottom. So this is box breathing for those of you that aren't familiar with it. So we'll just breathe in for 3, hold it for 3, out for 3, hold it for 3. And we're going to do that 3 times. Okay. Feel your feet nice and firm on the ground. And as you're doing it, pay attention to just the heaviness of your body in the chair and your feet really on the ground and feeling Mother Earth underneath you. Okay, so breathe in. And 2, breathe in. And out. Last one. And in. And out. All right. So just feel yourself here. Okay, it's really important that you're present. So what I'd like you to do is set your intention. So I want you to consider what is it that you would really like to gain from this workshop? Are you wanting to gain clarity on something in particular? Is your intention to just be open and to learn? Is your intention to practice being present? You know, like it's different for everyone. Is your intention to really tune into your truth more effectively? Is your intention to, what is it for you? Just pop it in the comments when you think of it. What is your intention for this workshop? And I used to always like that word used to always get me. I'm like, my intention. It can be just one word or it can be a sentence, whatever feels good for you. Like my intention is to, you know, manifest all of my desires by really tuning into my truth. I don't know. What is it for you? Okay. So the chat, I'll just bring that up so I can tune into my own truth and love. Yep. Moving. Yes. I apologize. I'm my phone Zoom before. I think I got the hang of it. Video. That's okay. So Danielle, can we hear you? I just want to make sure that you can hear us and everything's working for you. Just let me know. Yep. Okay, cool. Intention is to pull my authentic, is moving fast, my authentic self outward, removing fear. I love that. Manifest a soulmate. Yes. Intention is to receive and embrace what comes up in this session. I love it, Cynthia. Learn tools and methods to connect to myself and my truth. My intention is to be open. This is awesome. You ladies rock. Makes me so happy seeing all the comments. Okay, so community. Community is huge. And some of you may not know my background, but I used to be a teacher. I used to train teachers. So I'm very passionate about facilitating, but more so facilitating and allowing people to build community. So what we're going to do, because these are your people, like, especially if, you know, a lot of us, and I'm going to go into this, a lot of us have been shunned kind of to suppress our truth and to like the spiritual woo-woo world. You know, a lot of us have kind of, maybe our family isn't like that. Maybe that's not kind of what we were brought up with, or maybe our friends, like a lot of people don't have those connections of like-minded people. So this is a chance not only to get deep on your truth, but to really meet people that you may create lifelong friendships with. So be open to that. I would encourage you. So what I want you to do is you're going to answer these questions. So you're going to just write it down on a piece of paper. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? So what would be your superpower? Just write it on your paper, because this you're going to share with a partner. You don't need to share it in the chat. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? For me, it would be, what is it where you, what's it called? Where you can transport to another country. Oh man, I can't think. I don't know what it is, but I would love that right now. I wish I could just click my fingers and I'd be in Australia with my family. Click my fingers, I'd be with my family in Scotland or England. Like, yeah, that would be my superpower. So you're going to share with your partner in a minute what your
Teleportation. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Teleportation.
Oh, that's it. Teleportation. That's exactly what I was
teleporting. Yeah.
Thank you. I was like, what is it? I know it. It starts with a T. And I'm like, it's not transmutation. Yeah, teleportation. Thank you. And then the second question is, if you could be mentored by anyone, alive or not, who would it be and why? And this doesn't have to be someone that you personally know. It could be someone famous. It could be an author. It could be your granddad. It could be anyone. If you could be mentored by anyone, alive or not, who would it be and why? Write this down. I'm going to give you about 1 minute. And then I'm going to break out into breakout rooms with, you'll partner up with someone and you're going to share that with them. Okay. I'm going to get the breakout rooms ready. I'm going to stop my share so I can do breakout rooms. Okay. Alrighty, breakout rooms. How many people do we? I don't even know how many people are in here. So we've got, oops, close. 15. Okay, so why don't we'll do like 6. So then there might be a couple of rooms with 3 people, but that's okay. So we'll do 6 breakout rooms. So when you go into the room, it'll pop up and say, do you want to join this room? You need to just click yes for those of you that aren't familiar with Zoom yet. You're just going to click on yes, you want to join it, and then you'll have a conversation with them once they're there, and you'll see once I'm ready to close it out, you might see a chat pop up of like 1 minute, and then it'll count down. And so once it starts counting down, just wrap up what you're talking about and you'll come back to this main group. Alrighty, so you're going to share with them your superpower that you wish you had and someone that you wish that you could be mentored by. All right, 333. All right, let's go. Open all rooms. All righty, we're getting there. Did you get a notification, Rush? Sahara, have you? Okay, Sahara, I'm not sure if you're there or not, but if you are, you should have a notification to join a room. But either way, for those of you that are here with me in the recording, this is an opportunity for you. I would highly encourage you to see if you can do this with someone. Maybe it's time to pause it and see if you can find someone that can pair up with you and share, because this is just a fun one, like a fun share. Hi, Grace. Everyone's just in a breakout room right now, but yeah, I was just saying, for those of the people that are catching the recording, it might be worth finding a partner that you can do this work with, because this is just a fun breakout room. But in the future, as we go along, there's going to be lots of different interactions. So Grace, I'm going to see if I can add you to a room. I don't think I can, but that's okay. So when I was just saying to everyone, Grace, so if you can have your camera on, that would be amazing. And so I can see your beautiful face. And there's going to be a lot of interaction. So you'll need pen and paper and the opportunity to, right now they're in breakout rooms. So you're going to be doing that quite a lot over the next couple of hours. You'll be answering things, and then you're going to jump on and share with a group. Okay, so I don't know, just let me know if you can hear me or not, Grace, so I can, let me see if I can. So yeah, if you're able to start your video, that would be awesome, but totally get it that you're probably just coming on. All right. Hi, Allie.
File and manage a claim or add a new driver and emergency.
Hi, Allie. So I was just saying to Grace, everyone right now is in a breakout room. We're just doing some like community building. So I'll just keep you I'll keep you here for right now. And then pretty soon everyone will come back and we'll continue. Your internet connection.
I looked and I was like, oh no, I'm late.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all good. Like I said, so far it's just been an introduction and everyone's just like meeting other people. Where are we? Who just said, sorry, someone just said, Grace, my internet connection is spotty, so the video is super fuzzy. That's totally fine, Grace. And if you can't, that's okay. It's completely fine. We'll make it work. All right. Okay, I'm going to welcome everyone back. I'm so not used to the breakout rooms. Oh, man. Hi, Greta.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
That's good. We just had a little breakout session, so I just, everyone's going to be coming back in. But welcome. All right. I hope I didn't cut anyone off. It's always, I hate the Zoom for that. Is like you feel like you're going to end up cutting people off, because when you're in person, you can see like, oh no, they're finished talking. We can move on. All right. All righty. We'll have everyone back here in a sec. So I'm going to just go back to my slideshow. All right.
Oh.
Beautiful. We're just waiting for a couple more to come back. I'll wait for them. All right, so then I'll just get, if everyone doesn't mind just muting themselves while I go through the couple of slides here.
Bye.
Oh, so yeah, sorry we didn't get to say bye to your people. It's the worst when you get that and you're like, I didn't get to say bye, I'm sorry. So feel free to jump in the chat and message the person and say, sorry, you didn't get to say bye. All right, so if everyone can just mute themselves when they're coming back in, and we're gonna go on to the next thing. You already did that. Okay, so that photo came up wrong, but that's okay. So my story, so just to give you a little bit of context around my story regarding my truth. So when I was a child, I remember being like very intuitive. I remember being very present, you know, and really being fascinated by the spiritual world. Like I remember having a cousin, and her and I would do like spell work. We would do I loved crystals, and I was really into astrology and all of those things. But then, you know, as I kind of grew up, it's sort of, I noticed that it was, people had very mixed opinions about that stuff, and it was kind of taboo. So I sort of just, I remember not really talking to anyone about it. I just kind of like put that aside as a part of my personality that I never spoke about. I was very much a nice girl. You know, I grew up being taught manners, of course, and all those things, which is fine, but I was a nice girl and a people pleaser. I never ever wanted to hurt anyone's feelings, and I very much morphed to kind of whatever other people sort of wanted me to be, you know, and I was very influenced by other people because of that. With regard to my personality, there were some things that I was very firm on, but for the most part, you know, I was very, very much a people pleaser. So once I became an adult, I really followed logic. Like most of my life was like, well, I'm going to do this and then this. There was, you know, pockets where I followed my truth and, you know, tuned into my intuition. But a lot of times it was like, okay, cool. It was pretty structured. I'm going to, you know, go to college. I'm going to study teaching. I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to, you know, it was very structured. And I figured that most of those things out fairly logically. And then, like I said, I moved away from the spiritual world because it was taboo and laughable. I tried to, you know, keep it. I'm sure it was always within me, but I just sort of didn't tell anyone about it. So I don't know if anyone can resonate with that. But I do remember like that one of the periods where I did really follow my truth was when I quit college or uni in Australia in 2005. So I started college and I went for 2 weeks, and I remember sitting there because I studied business just because I felt like I should go and study something because everyone else was doing it. No one in my family had been to college, but I was like, I don't know, everyone else, all my friends are doing it, should I? So I went. I remember sitting there for the first 2 weeks and I was like, why am I here? This isn't me. Like, this doesn't resonate with me. And so 2 weeks in, I quit. And I remember getting quite a bit of judgment around that. But my truth was like, get out. This isn't you. And so I think that was a pocket where I sort of really started to tune into my truth, and thankfully I listened to it. But there was many times in my adulthood that I very much ignored my truth, you know, very much suppressed it, and ended up in relationships that didn't serve me because of it, and did things that I shouldn't have done, you know, that weren't aligned with me. And it wasn't until 2012 that I had a really big revelation. And that was when I was actually in Scotland. Some of you know my story of how I moved to Scotland, but the move to Scotland was very logical. It was like, cool, I have a British passport because my mum's born in Scotland. Like I can get a job there. Everyone most people in Australia will do like a year abroad. So I thought, well, I'll finish teaching for a couple of years and then I'll go and, live in Scotland. And I remember feeling like almost immediately, like something was missing, something wasn't right for me. And it wasn't until I actually came to the States, I was asked to be a trainer for an international program. And when I landed in the US, it was literally, I landed in the country and I got this intuitive hit of, you need to be here. Somewhere in the US, you need to be here. And I was like, what? Why? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And it didn't. Logically, it made zero sense. I was stone broke because I'd been traveling for like 8 months. I didn't have a job offer. The school year had already started. I didn't have a house, didn't have a car. I didn't know anyone where I ended up moving to Denver. I didn't know anyone in Denver. Like it made no logical sense. But when I got back to Scotland, I remember I had all these crazy things happen, like weird things, the weird things that you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, it must be a coincidence. No, it was like a sign from the universe to do it, right? I got all these signs and I went back to Scotland because all my stuff was there. And I remember talking to a bunch of people about it. And everyone was like, Cara, just stay where you are, work, earn some money, get a job secured, like do all the things just to, line it up and then go. And I was like, that just doesn't feel right in my soul, And so I went, that day I went actually to Arthur's Seat, which is an extinct volcano in the middle of Edinburgh. And so I decided to walk up it. I'd never done it before. And I went out and I didn't have any idea. There was lots and lots of people going all different ways up the mountain. There's no like direct initial point to start walking to the top, right? And I was like, where do I go? What do I do? And I watched saw a few people taking different paths and I just started walking. I was like, I'm just going to go this way. And I just walked, right? And then I would it was about every 5 minutes came to like different potential paths. And I'm like, I don't know, I can't see the top, but just going to trust. And every time I just would see a different path and I'm like, this one feels good. Like this one feels good. And when you're on such a big mountain, you can't see even exactly where the top is. So it wasn't like I could just go, oh, well, logically I'll take that one. It was like, I just had to just trust my gut. And there were a few people going different ways. And at one point I was kind of almost rock climbing and not prepared for it, but it was fine. I got there. And at the very end, I got to the top, right? And this is me at the top of Arthur's Seat. And I remember being right there and I looked down. I got to the top and I looked down and I saw hundreds of paths. You can't quite see it very well in this picture, but you can kind of see there were so many different ways that you could get to the top of Arthur's Seat. And it was such a sign to me that, when you trust your truth and you trust your intuition, you'll make it to where it is you want to go. It's going to take you the best way possible. Like it was such a beautiful walk and I didn't encounter like anything that I couldn't take on. Whereas if I had done it logically, like who knows what could have happened, right? But my inner guidance system guided me to the top. And I was like, if I just trust what my inner voice is telling me, although it makes no sense right now, I know I'm going to be taken care of. And so it was that revelation that I had in 2012. And I went down, you can see sat in front of this lake and I meditated, I closed my eyes and I remember like there was no animals in the lake there were no birds on the lake when I started. And when I opened my eyes, I was surrounded by swans. And I was like, wow, okay, universe, I get it. Because remember, up until this point, I hadn't followed my truth. I'd just been doing things logically. So it was so scary, but I went back and I remember telling my Uncle Tommy, who's incredible. And I was like, I'm going to go. I'm going to go to the US. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. And because I made that decision, the most incredible things fell into place and just like, it was magic, so magical. And so from that moment on, it was like, it wasn't until actually a few years later that I had the real revelation that I was like, this is the magic. Like when you really hone into your truth and you follow it in every situation, it's magical. And that's when I realized, like, it wasn't until quite a few years later that I realized, like, that's how I want to live my life the rest of my life. I actually got tattooed on my foot, follow your truth, the only tattoo I have. And that was before it was a business or anything like that. And then years later, I'm like, that's my purpose. That's what I should be doing, is like empowering people to be following their truth. Like, duh. So it really is so powerful. So this is your truth. Your truth is your gut instinct, intuition, just that knowing that you have, your inner guidance system, faith. People call it all different things. To me, I call it my truth. That's just what resonates for me. Call it whatever you want. Like, and people, there's God, universe, source, angels, whatever words you use is perfect. All right. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you should use. It's your truth, and you're talking to your truth. I see a couple of comments in the chat. I'll get to it in just a second. Okay, so here's where you come in. You're going to do a quick write. And for those of you that, again, are familiar with me, like I said, I'm going to get you writing and doing the work. So a quick write is when you write as much as you can, as fast as you can, as well as you can. So it's really like a thought vomit. You're going to just get everything down on paper. It doesn't need to make sense. It doesn't need to be punctuated. The spelling can be wrong. It doesn't matter. You're just getting it all on paper. Okay, so, and if you get stuck at a certain point, I want you to just sit there with your pen to the page, and you should be writing for the full 2 minutes. Put your pen to the page and just keep writing that same last word if you need to, until something else comes, and then just keep writing. Okay, so you're going to write for 2 minutes straight about this topic. So you're going to identify a situation where you felt your truth, right? Where you heard your truth. Identify a time where it was very clear to you that, like, oh, this is my truth. This is my intuition. This is a very specific message. How did you know it was your truth? That's what I want you to write down. Did you follow it, or did you ignore it? And what was the outcome? Because we all have situations where we did follow it and where we didn't follow it, and what like actually happened because of that. Okay, so you're going to write down about all of those questions, just brainstorming for 2 minutes. If you don't get through all the questions, that's okay as well. But I want you to just really get down as much as you can. And if you like burn through those questions in 2 minutes about one situation, feel free to write about multiple. That's totally fine. I'm going to quickly, before I start the timer, I do want to check the chat because I saw a couple of people writing something. Just want to make sure. You're so cute. It's just you. No worries. That's fine. So, okay. So you're going to write for 2 minutes. I'm going to start a timer. And I am going to just preface this by saying, so I have a 5-month-old baby, for those of you that don't know, and my sister-in-law is watching her right now. And she did just text me saying, I think she's hungry, which I don't think she is, but but while you're writing, I'm going to peek my head out and just make sure. Okay. So 2 minutes, you're going to write answering these questions. Your time starts now. Is she good, Lauren? Okay. It's okay. 20 more seconds. Okay, that's time. No, just go like this if you still need more time. I just want to see, keep your finger up if you need more time. Okay, cool, we're good. So this is where we're going to share again. So I really want to make sure that this is, because for some people, this is going to be very personal, right? And it might be raw, there might be tears. It's okay. Like, I just want everyone to know that this what is said in here is going to stay in here. Okay, so you'll be sharing it with a partner, and if you really really don't feel comfortable, that's totally fine. Just let your partner know that. But I urge you to stretch yourself and to try and share it if it is personal, because that's where growth occurs, when you can really push yourself, and it'll help you release it too. If it's going to bring tears to your eyes and it's hard to share, then this is a good opportunity to release something that's probably not serving you. Okay, so I'm going to break out into rooms again where you'll be with a partner, and you're just going to introduce yourself, obviously, say who you are, and just allow one person to start. And I might jump into some rooms just so I can check if we're finished or not, because I hate cutting you all off. But yeah, you'll get an opportunity. Hopefully everyone gets an opportunity to share. Not hopefully, make sure your partner gets a chance to share, because I really want everyone to. Okay, breakout rooms. This is trying to do the same rooms as before. I'm going to keep it as the same rooms right now, okay? And then another down the track, I'll change it. Why did it leave you guys? Why is it doing that? Where are we? Ali, I don't know why it's not putting you in. That's weird. Did you get an invite to join one, Ali? Oh, nope, here we go. Okay, my bad. Oh, good. There you go. Sorry. Don't know why it did that. By the way, if you're watching the recording, feel free to fast forward so you don't just sit here and just look at me. Yeah.
My hi in my Zoom. It's really interesting because I just put the initials that I can go get through pretty quickly. But I think for my truth started with me moving to Colorado. It seems like everyone's saying the same thing almost.
Yeah.
It got to a point where my was having issues with pretty much staying employed. Like every company that I thought I would have long haul in, was acquired by another.
Did the marriage in the US, and I moved to Morocco, and I've been living in Morocco for almost 9 years. I lived for the first year on my own, and then the second year I married the guy who was my driver back then.
Bible Belt of the country now. Like half these things that we're even talking about spirituality, crystal things like that's so taboo, you know, in a sense. So
yeah, so he left, and then we called this girl, and then she got mad, and he got mad at me, like, how dare you call someone this lady? And so yeah, from that he just left. And then
was passionate about, and mine was always like massaging, like human touch and healing people. So I wanted to do nursing and jewelry, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that and so when I got back, I decided to do massage therapy school, and I was able to claim unemployment at that time as well. So it was like, that's how I knew I was in alignment with my truth, was just because it literally like happened as it was supposed to. It wasn't like something I was struggling, like trying to get it. It just kind of like, I definitely did the work to do it, like, all right, I'm going to do this. And it just, it happened. So, and then, and I lived my purpose. I mean, I learned so much about myself and others that I was able to even further be open with my truth, because it
By the way, Shelby, I told my husband you're coming, and he's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna love Shelby.
There's lots of energy over here.
I'm so sorry if I cut people off. I was trying to pop in rooms to see how everyone was doing, and everyone was in some really great conversations. So I hope that you could finish what you were saying. And if you didn't, definitely connect with the people that you are, like I said, that you're talking to. If you feel synergy with them, I am going to mix up the rooms next time so you can speak to some different people. It was the same people, right?
Yes.
It was. I was like, I think it was. I'm still figuring this out. When I came into the rooms, I was like, I actually don't know how to leave, like when I first did it. So sorry. But yes, so I hope that would anyone like to share? Is there anyone that would like to share like one experience or what someone else said that you found really powerful? Maybe just like one person. If you'd like to just unmute yourself, you're welcome to share.
Okay, I'll share.
Thank you.
Since I never muted. So I was talking to Elizabeth, and she is an awesome energy worker. And it came from a time where, she had lost her job and she was trying to figure out what to really do. And so she really took that time to like go deep within herself, and she ended up, or it ended up being attracted to her, the the healing and being able to be a massage therapist, and then how she just leveled up. And I just absolutely love that because I do energy work. And so I just love to meet fellow light workers, and they are, and it came from something else, and she's out here and she's thriving.
You two were meant to be partnered up, obviously.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And
Yeah, I'm leveling up again, clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. And
It is.
I love how that happens, and I really want everyone to just pay attention there, because there's a really a really big nugget, I feel like, in Elizabeth's story, is that often things can happen to us where at the time it seems awful, like you lose a job, or someone breaks up with you, or you get sick, or something happens, and you think it's a negative thing, when in fact often the universe has been trying to give you freaking signs for ages. The universe is like, flag, come on, leave that job, do this, break up this relationship, and you're like, nah, I want a sign. Come on, universe, give me a sign. Should I do this? What should I do? And they're like, fine, boot. And they you get what do you call it? You get furloughed from your job, or whatever, something else, someone walks out on you and you're like, wait, what? I was going to leave. What just happened? So it's really important that we pay attention to those little signs, because if we don't, it's going to come in a big, it'll be much more forceful. The universe will just force it upon you and say, all right, here you go. You've been asking for it. So I'm just going to force it upon you. And so sometimes it's really important in those moments, because it can seem really dramatic, and it can be painful, and it can be scary, really scary. I know my mom I will never forget this one year in her life where she had she was going through some really crazy things in her relationship, and she left her relationship, and she had to move house. She had so many crazy things happening, and her car got all smashed up, and weird, crazy, awful things, but they all turned out to be actually really amazing. It meant she got a new car. It meant she finally got out of that toxic relationship. It meant she got to leave that house and sell her house and be in some different energy. So there's always something behind it. It's crazy how the universe will just force it upon you if you're not willing to listen. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my slideshow. And so stay on track. So this is so true here. Your intuition is always with you. I really want to hone in on this. Your intuition is always with you. It never left you. However, you might have left it. It's like a radio station that you switched off, and it's time to tune back into that powerful frequency. So it's just a matter of honing in, because a lot of people think that they don't, that their intuition doesn't, some people don't even feel like they have intuition, which is a lie, because every human is born intuitive, right? It's a matter of we've been conditioned out of it, which is what this next slide is about. Here, you were born intuitive. Every human was. You were just conditioned out of it. That's my son. Had to put him on there. But the question is, when did you lose touch with yours? Was there a specific experience, or was it gradual suppression? Like I said, for me, it was more kind of, I think there were definitely little experiences along the way, but it was more of a gradual suppression. And then it's important to consider, how can we heal that? What can we do to really, heal that inner child of you? Because often that's when it happened, was when you were a child. So we're not going to dive deep into this right now, but this is something that I will come back to a little bit later. So consider that, though. I want you to think about the little girl in you. Was she allowed to just be fun and be present and be, follow her truth? Or was there things where it was like, no, you can't, you've got to play with Jenny. You got to be nice to Jenny, even though you're like, but Jenny, I don't feel good when I play with Jenny. She takes my toys, whatever it is. You've got to, it could be something as simple as that, as to why we've kind of suppressed our truth. Because I do feel like we can all identify situations where we've heard our truth, but can we all identify a time where we've heard our truth and we've ignored it? Put in the comments if you've ever done that, especially as an adult. Have you heard your truth and ignored it? why did you ignore it? Truth. You ignore truth usually because of logic, fear, or ego. That's usually the main three reasons as to why you don't follow your truth, is because you're like, well, but maybe it's not that, and it scares you, or maybe, you know, it's kind of like a muscle too. You have to keep practicing tuning back in, right? So this next slide, we're actually going to dive into that. Well, not the next slide, apparently. Let me talk about this first. There's the stages of your truth. This is what came up for me when I very first created my initial program, was called Follow Your Truth, many years ago when I first came up with it. And these are the steps, in my opinion. It's FFF, your truth, right? Find, fear, follow equals magic. When you first of all, you've got to find it. You got to tune into it, like we were talking about, like get like that radio frequency, tune right in. And then once you do that, fear is going to show up. Like, for example, me, when I wanted to move, when my truth told me to move from Scotland to the US, fear was like, excuse me, like, you don't have a job. How are you going to make money? You know, what happens if it all falls apart? What are people going to think? You know, are you going to be just proven wrong again? Like, if you go and it fails, then you're a failure and you have to move home, and all that chatter, right? That's all fear and ego popping its head. Right. So that's next step is, and I used to call it overcoming fear. And I totally hate that statement, because I don't think you overcome fear. I think that you make peace with fear. I feel like now you can move forward despite fear. Like, you can feel the fear and do it anyway, right? You're like acknowledging, yeah, okay, I see you, I appreciate you, whatever, but I'm actually doing this because this is what's right for me, right? And then the final step is following, right? And that's when you have the courage to take the leap, jump off, and actually go for it. And it can be small things. Like, your truth can be very tiny little things, like, hey, you know, drive a different way to work today, or, you know, call your mother. It could be, and, you know, I've heard people like really, really heartbreaking stories where someone had that intuitive hit of like, I need to call my mom or my grandma, and then something happens, and at that very moment something was happening with them, or I need to drive to this person, and they didn't go, and they could have saved someone's life, you know? So it's amazing how your truth can see so far beyond, but it's having the courage to trust that, and having like knowing wholeheartedly that your truth has your best interest at heart. Like, even if it's like, oh, I'm going to be late for work if I do this, but hey, something's telling me I have to do this, right? And trusting that, because when you do that, that's when the magic happens. All right, we need to change our state. We've been sitting for 48 minutes. So I want everyone to stand up. Stand up, get out of your chair, whatever you're doing. All right, we're going to do something. So I'm really big on this. Whenever I run, I normally, like I said, I love live programs, and you have no idea. If we were in person, you'd be doing the craziest things with me. I promise you. I used to make teachers do the wildest things, and they're like, Australians are really quite reserved. So a lot of them thought I was just insane, but it's fine. So what we're going to do, and some of you have done this one with me before, you're going to use your body to spell this word. So I'm going to give you a letter, and you have to use your body to make the letter, right? I'm going to make it so I can see more of you. Okay. All right. So the first letter is T. It's a pretty easy one. So use your body to make, and really like stretch yourself out. Like, so you can, I'm hitting the wall. Stretch yourself out, make a T, feel it. So you can move your body in it if you want, just to, because you know, we get stuck. That's the other thing. How many of us sit at the desk all day? That's another way we tune out of our truth, is just by stuck energy. So feel yourself in that T on your tippy toes. All right, next one's kind of tricky. You're going to make an ah or R. My husband always laughs at me with the letter R. You get points for creativity, people. I'm going to go, you can't see it because of my shawl or my poncho, whatever it's called. And then stretch out. Good job. Oh, that feels really good. Next one is U. Oh man, how do I do? U. Like teacups. Bend your knees, squat into it. I want everyone to squat into it, because for you to see me, I have to squat. So everyone else is squatting with me. U. T again. What do you think we're spelling? Anyone know? On your tippy toes. All right, and then
Truth.
yes, truth. H. This one's really hard. All right, I want to see your creativity. Who's got a good H?
Ah.
I know, it's like,
Not this.
I want you to do this and just pretend that it's an H. See if you can, oh, it's just good to move. All right, sit back down if you want, or you can dance around, jump around, whatever you want to do. Okay, movement's so important for our body. It's just so important to, you know, and like I normally would get, if you're in person with me, you'd be doing that with a partner. And it's hilarious when you do it with a partner because it gets even, sometimes it's more difficult, but I will be running live programs at some point, which I'm excited for. All right, this is going to be some deeper journaling because I feel like the thing is, guys, you have the answer to all of this inside of you. It's a matter of tapping into it. And the thing is, it's different for everyone. So I could sit here and be like, this is how you tune into your truth. You got to go out into nature. You got to do this. You got to do X, Y, Z. You know, like I could definitely do that, but I'd be telling you what works for me. I want you to figure out what works for you and to identify that. So then you can really tap into that whenever you want. Okay, so we're going to journal for about 8 to 10 minutes. I'll just kind of check in and see where people are at. And then you're going to share this, and I'm going to put you in a bigger group. You're going to be in a group of probably like 4 people, and you're going to share so you can get some ideas from other people and expand upon what you've written, but also get clear on what it is for you. And you can talk about it. And the other reason why I have you do it this way, because when you write first, it gives you a chance to really get your thoughts on paper. But once you verbalize it, it allows you to process through things even more. You know, if I had sat here and spoke at you, same thing, you're not going to retain much information, but by you engaging in it, it's an opportunity for you to pull out from within you all of the things you already know and expand it. Okay, so this is what you're going to journal on. So the first thing is deciphering truth from ego, fear, and logic, because that's, like I said, a lot of the times that's the struggle is you'll hear something and then you're like, but I don't know, is that my truth? Oh my gosh, is that my intuition, or is that fear? Or am I actually just, is that ego? Is it logic? You know, we get caught up in that. So I want you to go back, consider the initial situation that you spoke about, but also think of some other situations. You know, sometimes we have to think of multiple situations and see what, because that's the other thing is there's, you know, it depends on the situation as to how you tune into it and how you can identify that it's fear or ego, or, you know, the signs are going to be different depending on the situation. Okay, so I want you to think of a few different situations where you've heard your truth, followed it or not, and you're going to write answers to these questions. So how did you know it was your truth in the situations you identified? So how could you decipher that it was truth and not fear or ego? And then the signs, what signs have you experienced? Like how does God, universe, source speak to you usually? And this, like I said, could be many, many different ways. And then the last thing is alignment and feeling flow. So when do you feel in flow and aligned with your truth? Because there's certain things that we can do that will put us in a state that is much more open to receive. And again, this is different for everyone. So I want you to write down, and if you have to go back to those situations where you've heard your truth, what were you doing? Who were you with? Where were you? You know, were you in nature? Were you driving? Were you meditating? Were you in the shower? Were you, you know, where were you? Were you? And then here, yeah, when are you open to receive the signs from God, universe, source? So same thing. So I want you to consider all of those questions, and we're going to take 8 to 10 minutes. I will check in. I'll put on a bit of music just to allow you to journal and see what comes out. But at the end of that time, we'll then share. Okay, are there any questions about this before I just put on some music and let you write? If you have a question, maybe just unmute yourself. We'll put it in the chat if you feel more comfortable. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to read the chat in just a sec. So I'm going to set a timer, get your pen and paper ready, get comfortable. If you want to move, you're welcome to. And what I'm going to put on actually is a YouTube video, and then I will stop talking, I promise. I'm going to put on a YouTube video that is, it's 741 hertz frequency. And so it's very good for like manifesting and like intentions. And like, I love using this while I'm writing and while I'm creating. So I hope that you guys like it just as much. You ladies, not guys. No, there's all ladies in here. All right, your time starts now.
So just lying
Okay, just show me with your hands if you need any more time, like how many minutes you would like. Or if you're done, just put up a 0. So how many more minutes? 0. I see a 1. I see 0. 1 minute. Okay, we'll go 1 more minute. Yes, that's okay. I can definitely, Cynthia, I'll share that. I love this. So I'll just pause it there. I will definitely share that with you. Oh, you know what? I'll post that in the in our Facebook group. So actually, just while I'm talking about that, if you are not already, that was time out. But if you're not already in the group, Trust Your Truth, Sister, you're Elizabeth. Okay, that's fine. If you're not already in the Trust Your Truth Sister work Facebook group, make sure you join that. In your email, you should have got a link that would take you to it because it's a private group. So you need the link to join. So if you're not in there, make sure you join that because I'll post the video in. No worries. So you didn't find the link, Shelby? That's okay. What I'll do is if anyone couldn't find it, just send me a Facebook message because I think most of we're all connected on Facebook. So send me a Facebook message and I'll shoot it over to you and I'll invite you. Okay, so we're going to go into breakout rooms, and I know Elizabeth said she can't participate, but she'll listen in. So she'll be in a room, but she might not be able to participate, but it's going to be bigger rooms. So we're going to be in groups of 3 to 4, and you will share with your group everything you've journaled about. And so again, introduce yourself and just go around, and I'm going to give you a solid 10-15 minutes. I'm going to pop in and out of the rooms just to see. So if you see me pop in the room, maybe just if someone in the room can just use their hand and show me how many people have shared, because I may come in and you're having a discussion, but you may have all shared. So if all of you have shared, just tell me 4 or 3. But that way I can kind of get a gauge for how much time without having to interrupt whoever's speaking. Okay, so someone in the group, if you could do that, that would be great. All right. Okay, I'm gonna, like I said, put you in these rooms now. All right, open all rooms. Rush, are you there? You getting the request to join? Did it come up? Oh, I think you froze. There we go. Okay. Everyone's in their rooms. And so for those of you that are here watching the replay, this is why it's really powerful to be on live. Like I said, you may want to reach out to some people and have these conversations so we can expand upon it. You'll hear in the discussion, people are going to share back what they experienced and what they heard and what they learned and whatever. But feel free to, in the Facebook group, in the Trust Your Truth Sister group, feel free to jump in there and ask, for anyone that's in there, if they want to connect and if they're able to jump in and, jump on a call, and you can run something like this with, others, because I might even make a post actually ahead of time for those of you that can't be here live, and see if there's a time that you can all watch this at the same time, so you don't have to just sit here and look at me. Hey, I love looking at you. Thanks, babe.
I've been in front of a mirror many times asking hard questions as well, and it's definitely a great exercise to practice. Yeah, so does anyone want to go next? I'm happy to go next as well.
Go ahead, Cynthia.
Okay, so for me, just finding out my truth, I think it was an organic process. So the same way I suppress my intuition and my truth, that was just, constant suppression and organic. The way I undid these was also organic.
Signs of being on truth, I feel.
Yeah. I feel that on so many levels. I think that we probably all have this in common, where when we're really following our truth, things fall in line. I've also
and be appreciated by my current husband that I wasn't with my first husband. And I remember writing down what I wanted in a man, but also what I needed to do to match that. And I manifested my husband. And so I'm just like, I'm so glad that I finally bet on me and listened to my intuition, because I mean the signs, when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, like my spirit guide could have just walked up and just smacked.
And so the other thing I wrote is when I'm unsure of something, as if it's my intuition, or is it just something else that I'm thinking of, then I will pray and ask. And then usually I will start receiving signs then. So one of the main signs I often receive is in my dreams. I dream very vividly, and I get many things are sometimes that I don't want to see, and I pray not to see them, such as if someone's getting sick. It's what the newest thing that I am seeing. And people,
Wow, that's amazing.
like the most recent one was this pastor I'm very close to, and he came in my dream and a few weeks ago. And I wasn't even going to talk about this, but anyways, and in the dream, in the morning dream, he said because he has Parkinson's, and I know he's not doing so well, but I didn't see how bad he's doing. And in my dream, he was like, he wasn't himself at all. And he just said, it's time to let me go. And I woke up, yeah, that day I was totally off. And then I checked in with him, just texted him, not to tell him what I heard or saw, but, and then he just said, I'm not well at all. And so I'm, yeah, I won't cry, but that's what I am trying to deal with. And I don't know, because of COVID, if I even should go see him, but yeah, I'm working on that right now. But other signs I often see, and I take it as signs from either loved ones that have crossed over, or it will just show up in hearts. The first one I saw was, I don't know how, in the garage, there was a wet heart and my dad had just passed away. And I was thinking about him. And that's the first time I ever saw this water heart. And then I start seeing hearts in different places, wherever I am. So it's a reminder to me then that universe is watching me and I'm fine, that it's okay. Or I'll see images in clouds. Actually, I have a picture. When my dad passed away, he actually, oh, you can't see it. Oh, maybe you can. So there's a person here. I don't know if you can see it. The head is looking down, and then that's like the feet, and then there's an angel right here. And this is supposed to be a little hand. I don't know if you can see it or not, but here my dad had just passed away, I think it was a few weeks, and I was at my son's school and I was crying in the parking lot. And then I looked back and that's what I saw. And so then I knew he's fine. That's the other thing. I able to travel to him where he's in heaven. I'm getting nervous, but anyways, I'll just skip that. So it comes in dreams.
Yeah.
Or animals and birds show up, different kind of birds that wouldn't really be around. So then I look into the symbolism of that, or I'll just have visual images that come up in the third eye, or hear voices of words. Like it just comes in the intuition. If someone is talking, and then if I'm just talking, having a one-to-one, that's fine. I'm just talking and I'm being present. But if it's more like they come for advice, then I'm listening to them as well. And then I hold this other space. It's somehow in that space, I don't know how my intuition works, that it just starts giving me words that may not make sense at all to me, but then I just say it back to them. Like there was one situation where I saw like a garden in my third eye, and I heard moving pots, and I just told this person, and she's like, oh, that makes so much sense. I'm like, oh, because I wasn't gonna say it because I didn't understand it, but
it sounds like you also have a gift.
Yeah,
like that's not just you actually, that's quite amazing.
Oh, I just
like,
and then or deja vu and
special.
premonitions, I get those. So then I wrote, when I trust and allow it, I follow it, because there have been times when I was young and I didn't follow, and I missed out people that have passed on, and I didn't go see them. So sometimes they will come and visit me in my dreams when they passed on. So that's kind of a closure now for me, like when people are passing. So then I wrote, in nature, I am open. And like you're saying, traveling machine. And so that's it. And then in prayers, and also I wrote, it's a reminder of something I need to pay attention to in my life, or work on, change, or take care of, like self-care, if these signs come up in my life. Then I know I went off so many minutes, but I'm done now.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess I should say mine, but just quickly because mine was fairly short, and fairly similar, I think, to the first.
Mommy,
Coming together.
you've put us in the right groups with each other, and I do believe that my years and experience in professionally cooking has stifled my joy for finding joy in cooking at home, and for also doing exactly what you said and taking out that frustration on, like, you know, and putting it like into that only passion. It was like coming back home and then having to do it here.
Divorce. And the divorce happened so quickly. And, you know, like you were saying, it was just meant to happen and it just flowed. I think I'm done, and I think we're done. Beautiful though. Yeah, I think I love how all of our stories are so different yet so the same. Like
we all have those beautiful
go after one thing.
I also meeting the owner, which was not a good sign because I knew I shouldn't have, because I love being single. And things just I was there for 7 years. I left him 5 times and I kept going back. And then finally it got to the point where he was a narcissist and he ended up throwing me out the last time. And I just said, thank you so much, because I'm never coming back. And I actually went into not a good situation either, but now I'm in the process of leaving again and going back to traveling and doing what I do to get my intuition back, because I'm a high empath. So I get everybody's feelings and I just can't focus right now because of where I'm at. So I know once I get out of here, everything's gonna open up for me.
It definitely is.
That's where I'm at.
You know, and thank you for sharing, like, just your honesty of where you at right now, because it's not it don't always, you know, we told stories on what kind of got us out and got us through, but you're still going through. And so I just appreciate that story, because real life happens to everybody. So good for you, Sharon.
Thank you.
Sharon.
Thank you, ladies.
Sharon.
I'm blessed to be here with y'all.
We have Greta needing to share, and then we've all shared.
Come on, Greta.
I said I didn't want to share, but anyway, you know, we all have similar stories. You know, I was with a Mr. Wrong for 17 years, married for 14. Actually, the first time we went to lunch together, we were working together. There were a lot of people working there, but we went to lunch together. And actually, that first time, my intuition told me I need to stay away from him. But
you didn't listen.
I saw him every day at work, and you know, there was a physical attraction. So anyway, I ended up going out with him again. Anyway, not long after that, I ended up pregnant, and when I ended up pregnant, I had him move in with his 2 kids that he was raising, because in case anything happened with me during the pregnancy, I needed him there. And then after that, also, he was experienced with kids. I needed him to help me with a child. I never had a child before. But anyway, you know, I stayed in it way too long, and, you know, we separated, you know, a couple of times. And anyway, finally, I left in 2017, got in another bad situation. So one of the reasons I
go. So, here we go. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it was nice to chat. Thanks for sharing.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
I was just going to say, I was in another group now, someone's still sharing. So I figured you guys, because you were the smallest group, you probably have done. So I just wanted to let you know we're about to end it, but I don't want to cut anyone off. So there's someone just wrapping up their story, and then we'll come back.
Oh, good.
But I know that I only came in for part of the conversation here. So thank you, ladies, for sharing. And yeah, I agree with you, Rosh, how you were saying that Preet has a gift, because not everyone can see all those things that you see and you experience. So
yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's unique. Like that's something that you definitely, I don't know if you're using that, but you should definitely tap into that more and more, because I think that's a very powerful gift you have.
Yeah.
Great. It's almost like learning boundaries around it though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. You've got to have boundaries around it, and it's really important to protect your energy in the process. So we can talk about that sometime, because I think that's, it is very important. All right, I'm going to just broadcast that will, whoops, not broadcast. I'll end them. It's got 60 seconds, but thank you all for sharing, ladies.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, welcome back. Oh, it's all right. We're still waiting on people. So we'll just wait for them to come in. But what we're going to do next is we're going to have a whole group share. So if there's anything that you ladies want to share, just consider that before everyone comes back. Welcome back. All right.
Oh, okay. I was so confused at first when we break up in the rooms. It just no, it's all right. It gets confusing at first. I'm like, wait, there's one. Wait, okay, we're going back. 1 minute over. All right.
All of a sudden lose everyone. I know. It's so
good.
hard to do it gently. It's like, but I know.
You can give us a countdown.
I hope everyone had a chance to share. I think pretty much everyone did, but we're gonna now anyway, we're gonna actually open up for a whole group discussion. So what I would love is if anyone during that session either like heard some great things from someone else, or they had some epiphanies. I would love if anyone can share, like, what are some of the ways that that you are hearing your truth. What are some of the ways, and you can answer any of the questions, whether it was knowing your truth, whether it was signs, or what was the last question? Now I'm trying to remember what my last question was. Oh, about alignment, like getting into alignment and actually like really putting yourself into a state so you're more receptive. And I actually have a really great activity that I would love to do with you, but I don't know that it works very well. I haven't done it online, so if we have time I'll do it, but I don't know if we will. If I do a live event sometime, I promise you'll see it then, or maybe in my group program I'll do it. But I just would love if anyone wants to share, like I said, either their own thoughts or what they heard someone else say. Just go ahead and unmute yourself, and I'll have you pop up on the main screen so we can all learn from each other.
Well, so I feel that after so many years, there's been a real disconnect with comprehension and communication and really serving others and helping others. And I didn't know how all of us are so much connected in that way, that we all have that like, want to help and want to need and to help others. And it was just very profound in every single part of the stories that I heard personally, and what comes through on the paper now more than ever. And healing, you have to go through that fear, that pain to even get to the healing part. And it was what I wasn't comprehending then. And it was why I had the disconnect and really what finding that truth meant.
Wow, that's really powerful. And that's so true. Like healing is such a critical component to this. If you're carrying this baggage from the past, if you're carrying, it's kind of like, I imagine it as like we all are like hiking to the, we're trying to get to the top of Mount Everest, and we want to carry with us like our old house and carry like our old boyfriend on top of us. So we want to carry like, we put all of that shit on top of us and we're like, cool, I'm gonna go. And the top of the mountain is your intuition, right? And you're just like, you're bombarding it, you're flooding it, you're blocking it out by not allowing yourself that time and, you know, energy to heal and finding different ways to heal. And that's something I'm going to talk about actually in a minute as well, because there's so many different modalities and there's so many different ways that can help you like peel back those layers and come back to your intuition, come home to your intuition, because yeah, it is a matter of, usually we've just kind of blocked it out. Whoops. Oh man, lost you guys. So thank you for sharing that, Sam. I really appreciate that. Love that you're here. Anyone else want to share? Go ahead and just unmute yourself and I'll spotlight you so you come up. Anyone want to share?
So something that I found really fascinating, I really loved that activity because we were 4 different people with very, very different stories. And I think what we had in common was that when we were feeling like we were in our truth, there were so many synchronicities in our lives that were just leading down the right path. Doors were opening in the right directions at the right times in ways that they don't always. And I feel like personally, when I'm not living in my truth, what happens is that I'm meeting a lot of resistance. And so when I'm like walking and like one time I was traveling and I fell in a hole and I almost broke my ankle. I was on crutches for 2 weeks. I had to like think like, why is this happening? Like, what's going on here? It was a good reminder that things were not lining up in the right direction and that maybe I needed a reevaluation. So I thought it was really cool that we all had that kind of similar doors opening one after another experience. It's a good reminder to follow along with that.
Yeah, it really is. It really is so true. And that is such an important, point, Samantha. Like it is Samantha, right? I just realized I was like, yes, because I've like spoken to you, but not in person. So I'm like, just making sure like it's crazy again, how like you have those subtle signs. And I don't know if anyone's familiar with Abraham Hicks, but I love Abraham Hicks. And, you know, she's always saying, she is always saying that you're taking the path of least resistance. That is your truth. When you really step into your truth, you're taking the path of least resistance. Like, even though, like, yes, there might be challenges, but encountering challenges as opposed to resistance is what's important. You know, like a challenge is like, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna, like I did when I moved to the States. There were definitely challenges. Like I said, I was broke, right? I had to overcome different challenges, but it still managed to flow. So it's still, rather than me constantly, you know, when you're just trying things and you're pushing and you're like, why is nothing happening? Like, and I don't know whoever's in business here, but this can be really obvious when it comes to business. And so I heard someone talking about this and it really resonated with me because, you know, it's such a simple thing, but you know, when it comes to marketing yourself, right, in your business, let's say, you know, for me, for example, perfectly, like my business, there are so many different ways that you can run your business. There's all different strategies. There's different social media platforms. There's, you know, there's people that have made themselves successful in so many different ways, right? It's about being in tune with your intuition so you can follow what feels good for you. Because, yeah, like, someone else might be incredible with Instagram and they can make the reels and they do a really good job. Someone else on TikTok, I like TikTok and reels. I just can't seem to get my head around and they just don't resonate with me. I love watching other people's, but I can't do it. Like, it's just not my thing. So I'm not going to sit here and try.
Not my thing either.
Right? Like, it's
well,
just,
I never heard of reels. Thank you for that.
It's kind of like TikTok, but it's on Instagram. And it's like, I can't get into it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I really want to encourage you to like, go where feels good. Like, I remember I had some mentors where I was learning from them and they were really good with Instagram. And I'm like, I'll use Instagram, but it's not my, like, I'm better in Facebook and I can do the lives, and like that's where I feel more called. I feel like it naturally flows to me and I feel more drawn to that. So follow that. Like that's the thing, like exactly like Samantha was saying, like you've got to pay attention and take that path of least resistance, because there's been times where I was like really trying to push with figuring out, Instagram and TikTok. And you know what? The resistance I faced was just frustration after frustration. And I was like, this is driving me nuts. And I wasn't getting the results. That's the other thing is, you just pushing, you're pushing the rock up the hill when you could just turn around and let it roll down the hill. The boulder up the hill. You've all seen that image. So that is so important, Sam, and I really agree with you. Anyone else want to share before we move on to the next thing? Feel free.
I'll share, Cara.
Yeah, please do.
So in our group, we were just in so much of alignment that everybody pretty much had similar stories. And then, some people that were empowering, that they were in the process of taking themselves out of certain situations. So I just thought, it was a very empowering moment. It made me reflect on just, what I've gone through, what I've been through, and how I got through it and where I am today. And seeing it's like different stages I got to see myself in, and it was wonderful. So, I mean, I think we had like a really good connection. And even though somebody didn't want to speak at first, they got on up there.
And that's awesome. And that's what it's about.
Like, true.
Yeah. And it can be really scary, like sharing your truth with people and sharing the challenges that you face. Like, so I appreciate you all for being vulnerable and sharing, and someone said something to me recently that really resonated with me. No wonder, like the biggest fear that most people have, right, is the fear of like public speaking, the fear of being seen. Right? That is the number one fear over death. People would rather die than stand on a stage and speak in front of people, right? The reason why, if you think about it, like think about this. Many, many years ago, if you spoke up or you spoke out against what was going on, what happened to you? You'd be killed, right?
Actually, the way that we were raised, many of us were raised, was not to speak up, You should be seen and not heard. Children should be seen.
That too, yes, absolutely. That conditioning, like, so not only was it in this lifetime, but also like ancestral, like all of, throughout the years, we've, especially as women, we've been like, no, don't speak up. Like you'll get shunned, you might even get killed, right? So of course, when it comes to being seen,
we still don't allow to be. We still can't speak where I am in my part of the world. As women, our voices are not heard. So it's not the past. It's present.
It's still right now. That's crazy. Like, isn't that just wild? You're so right, Sahara. That like it's not. That's very ignorant of me to say the past, because you're right. There are parts of the world, sadly, where that is still reality. And so it's no wonder. Like, so I really do honor you all and thank you all for being vulnerable and being willing to share, and acknowledge that if you're in a season of your life right now, or if this has been the story for you your whole life, of where it does scare you to speak up, it does scare you to speak your truth, it does scare you to see yourself on camera, all of those things, like just remember, like there's a reason for that. There's some stuff that's gone on, and there could be stuff, even like I said, ancestral stuff in your DNA that's just been carried onto you, and now you're the one like actually being the change maker and really breaking through that, because your truth does need to be shared. You all have a powerful story, and you all have something to share with someone, maybe one person's life that you could change by sharing your story and things like that. Like Madriana was saying, like in their group, and I think that group that I heard that there was a lot of people had experienced toxic relationships, like they'd been in relationships with people that their intuition told them don't do it, right? How many of us can identify with that? That you started dating someone, right? And the first time you met them, something told you, don't do it. Like, this is not the one. Don't go there. And how many of us still went there? Like, it's so common. And again, as women, like, I think this is such important work, because we have children, right now that are doing this. We have, my passion, and one thing I'm really excited about doing in the future is teaching this work to high school kids, to teenagers. I mean, even elementary, primary school kids. But imagine if we could have teenagers where, especially women, they could really honor their intuition, and it was common language of, like, a guy tries to be with you, or something happens, they try to take you in the car, they ask you to come in the car, and your intuition is like, don't do it. And if they can have the strength to turn around and say, my gut tells me this isn't a good idea, thank you, but no thank you, right? Imagine if we change that language. Like, there's so much work to be done in this world around that. And it starts with all of you ladies. It starts with us right here. The more we can really step into our truth, and we can all honor it and just be vulnerable with people and say, like, it's scary as, right? It is so scary. I had a friend actually just recently message me, and she was saying, she's like, oh my gosh, I overstepped the line with a friend, and now, like, I know my truth is telling me this isn't, like, they're not the one for me, but I really am scared to ruin this friendship that we have. And I said to her, I was like, you've just got to do it, like, because your truth is telling you. And here's the thing, here's what's really important, is by you saying to that person and ending a relationship, same with, again, like, this can go across the board. It can go to careers, whether you're in a job, business, whatever. By you staying true to your truth and actually following it, you are allowing other people to manifest their dream life. Because here's the thing, if it's a relationship, put it this way, by you turning around and saying, look, you're a great person, you're a great guy, you're a great gal, but this just doesn't work for me, this, my gut says this isn't right, you're allowing them to go off into the world and find their one, because they were just not right for you, and you were not right for them, and vice versa. Then it's freeing you up to go and find and manifest and attract your soulmate. Same with a job. If you are in a job that you hate right now, that could be that's someone else's job. That's someone else's dream job, and your dream job is out there. Same with a business, like, all those things. Like, when we get so attached to the fear of letting go of something that's not serving us anymore in our life, you've got to remember that by you following your truth, yes, it might be scary, and yes, it might be like, oh my gosh, am I going to hurt someone's feelings? Am I going to let them down? I know I've left companies, network marketing companies, where there was so much fear in me to leave because I was so scared of the judgment. I was so scared of letting people down, because I'm a people person. I love people. I'm all about relationships, and most women are, right? And so I was so scared to turn around and say, look, and I didn't want to go back on my word, because I had said, this is it, this is the thing, I'm going to do this until whatever. And then I had to realize my truth told me it was not the thing for me anymore. And it's okay, because things change, right? We are, by nature, we're cyclical, right? It's okay to release it and say, because again, by you doing that, you're showing other people that it's acceptable, and that you can follow your truth, and you can change. Change is beautiful. We have to embrace change and be willing to, like, cut the cords and say, all right, I release that and move on. There's something bigger, better for me. There's something bigger, better for you. There's something bigger and better for all of us. It's all out there. It's just a matter of being willing to actually do it, right? So, okay, I'm going to go back to my slideshow, and which, I was going to just do one little thing before I'm actually going to get someone incredible to come up in a second and share something. Miss Kerry, just a reminder that I'm going to call on you in a minute. who I'm very proud of this lady. So I just want to do a really short, we're going to take a couple of minutes, and I want you to get everything out of your hands. And I want you to, again, put your feet on the ground. Speaking of feet on the ground, I can hear my toddler like back and forth upstairs. I hope that you can't hear that on here. Okay, sit in your chair upright and have your hands, if you want to have your hands up for receiving, you can, or down for grounding, whatever feels good for you. And we're just going to set an intention, and we're going to set an intention for what is there an area of your life? Is there something in particular that you would love some intuitive guidance with? What is it that you would love to just ask Source, God, Universe to give you guidance on? Okay, so if just put your hands wherever feels comfortable and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. And do that again. Breathe in and out. And one more. Breathe in and out. You're going to just put on some music. And I want you, while you're in that space, I want you to think about a specific area of your life that you either feel stuck, frustrated, or you just feel like there's something more magical. There's something more that you can be manifesting in that area of your life. Maybe you're wanting your soulmate to come into your world. Maybe you're wanting your business to take off. Maybe you just want clarity on what your soul's purpose is. Maybe you're wanting to manifest your dream house. I want you to just set the intention that you're going to receive some very clear and beautiful signs from the universe that will put you on the path of least resistance to what it is that you desire. I want you to ask God, universe, source, angels, whoever you speak to, I want you to ask them now. Please give me guidance and signs so I can walk the path of least resistance and manifest what I desire. You can say what you desire. Speak it. Tell God, universe, source what it is that you are wanting to attract into your life. So your truth can guide you. Take another deep breath in and out. Say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, and it is done. Just declare it's done. It is with you. Everything you desire is already within you. So thank you, God, universe, for showing me the signs and allowing me to trust my truth and manifest everything that I desire. Okay, and just wiggle your fingers when you feel ready. Open your eyes and come back to the present moment. All right. You can come back to that anytime. Like you can drop yourself in and like just ask for that guidance. Pay attention to the signs, whether it's animals or dreams or, you know, people messaging you randomly or whatever it might be. Like know that it's done, you know, whatever you're attracting, it's within you. All right, I'm going to welcome the awesome Terry up. Kerry, testimonial, and Kerry becomes Terry right now. The amazing Kerry to come up. She is one of my beautiful clients, and I just want her to share a little bit about her experience so far. I'm going to, like I said, share with you some exciting things that are coming up, some exciting programs that I'm launching that may be something that you're wanting to invest in, and if it feels really good for you. And then I've got a giveaway that I'm going to announce here just in a second. So Kerry, let me just stop sharing my screen for a second, and I'm going to have you just come up and mute yourself. So
hi
Kerry.
Hello.
Thank you so much. I know I kind of like just put this on you at the last minute. So would you mind just sharing like your experience so far? So Kerry's one of my amazing one-on-one clients, but do you want to just share, we've been working together for probably like just over 2 weeks. So do you want to share what you've experienced so far?
Yeah, so I feel like maybe the way I can describe it, because when I started the one-on-one with Cara, I was reluctant to start because I thought I had no actual idea on a goal at all. So I'm thinking, okay, so how is Cara supposed to help me if I don't have any actual idea on which direction I'm going in? And then I thought, hang on a minute, that's what she's all about, finding the truth. Like, what even is it? So I thought, okay, so I dove in. And yeah, after we had the first chat, and believe it or not, I don't know, I had to put a sticky note on my camera so I couldn't see my face because I could not speak on a camera at all. By the time, I don't know how, but by the time we got to the second one, 2 weeks later, we're chatting in between, but not, video chats. By the second one, I was like, oh, I think I'm totally just fine with this. So all of a sudden I just feel that, I don't know, it seems like a small thing to somebody, but I'm 42 and I've never been able to speak on a video before comfortably. So it's huge for me. It was like a phobia. Like I had a really bad reaction to speaking to somebody face to face. So that's just been amazing. And I guess the biggest thing maybe I could say that I feel is that whatever I've got on the inside, there seems to be like some kind of filter in between that and what is going on out here and what I'm doing and what I'm actually saying and what I'm actually thinking. And the me inside that I kind of always knew that was there just sort of seems bigger, seems clearer, and it seems like that filter's gone. So it sort of seems like the me inside's more outside somehow.
It's so awesome.
If that makes any sense.
It really does. And it blows me away. Like, I've loved seeing your transformation in just such a short period of time. Like so much has happened, and it's like
we're only halfway through, so I feel like I'm only scratching the surface now of what I'm going to be doing. But just for me to even be able to be at this point, it's just now I feel like this. I don't know what's going to happen by next week, Cara.
I know. Well, and look at you. You're now like you're talking in front of the whole group. Like this is just.
I know. When you asked me to do it, I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. Like I would never have said that in a million years. So I don't know. Just that in itself is huge, and I think I'm just ready for bring it on. Whatever else is coming now.
Bring it all on. Just like do it all.
So, yeah. And I don't know how you did that. By the way, everybody, I'm not sure what she did, but she's just done it.
I'm just kidding. I'm all about magic, right? No, magic and miracles. But no, it's been so awesome, Kerry. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing. I just wanted to, bring you up and honor you and thank you for, for being here and the work that we've done together because it's been such a privilege. So I love
no, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to share with you what's coming up because there's some very exciting things. So let me just go back to my screen share. All right, so I am actually launching these 2 programs. Where are we? Okay, so I'm launching these 2 programs. This one is called Rebirth, okay? And this is going to be an awesome program to go like from what we've done today and to really go on a like such a deeper level. So this is going to be a 5-week group coaching program, which I'm super excited about because I love collaboration and I love seeing people really dive into themselves and be able to speak with others like we did today. This is going to be 5 weeks of us doing this and connecting with like-minded women. So if you're ready to like really peel back those layers and get back to the core and the center of who you are and feel reborn, and this is for you. So it's going to help you reconnect with your intuition as if you're a child again, activate levels of your soul you never knew existed, and like really embrace the power within you and tap into your soul's purpose. And there's going to be like soul's purpose and soulmate part, and this is still relevant even if you're in a relationship, because you can still keep calling that soulmate in who you're with. Like it's like when you continue to date someone. So this starts March 6th, and there's going to be, so this is for you if you're ready to deep dive into yourself and move beyond your belief systems. You're ready to get unstuck and manifest with ease and flow. You desire more than what's happening right now, and you're excited to work like closely with a group of people. And then this part I'm really excited about because you're going to get access to a bunch of different tools and techniques to tune into your truth and to manifest. So this is the part I'm even more excited about, is I'm going to have 5 incredible guest experts that are going to be coming on over the 5-week period. And one of them you may recognize is Madriana, because she's been on our call. So it's going to be like, there'll be the weekly live calls, interactive like this. But then there's going to be Bree, who is a breathwork facilitator. So there'll be like 30-minute sessions from all of these ladies. So Bree's a breathwork facilitator. Natalia is a hypnotherapist. Samantha is a decluttering expert. So she does a lot of work around like, getting the stuff out of your life, and whether it's people or physical things to help you really manifest. And then Madriana is going to be doing manifesting with water, which is really cool and really powerful. And then Morgan is going to be doing sex magic manifestation, which is really amazing. As women, I think we have so much trauma that we hold, from different sexual relationships that we've had or haven't had. So it's going to be really about like unlocking that and allowing yourself to just manifest and to really tune into your truth and to follow it and create magic in your life and tap into your soul's purpose. And what's cool about this is going to actually lead into the next program and that's the only reason why I'm announcing both of them. So I'm going to give you a bit of information, but it's super exciting, because what we're going to look at too is like I said, your soul's purpose. And then if you feel called to, it may make sense to do the next one too, which I'll show you. So the regular pricing for this is going to be $888, which is really amazing for all of the women that you're going to hear from and the value that you'll receive from this. I wanted to price it at a point where as many people as possible can come to this, because I really do think that this is powerful work that everyone deserves access to. So the pricing just for anyone that's attended the workshop is going to be $777, and there's I have payment plan options. So I'm going to explain that in 1 second. So then, like I said, the second workshop is another 5-week program that would be a great follow-on for anyone that has a soul's purpose, like anything that you would love to teach the world. You have a message you want to share with the world, or maybe you're already sharing your message to the world, but maybe your presentations are you sitting here talking at your audience for the entire time. Because I'm telling you, your audience is only retaining 5% of that information. When you engage them in different ways, you're going to increase that from 5% to 80 to 90%. So like I said, this is like a skill that just kind of I have learned over the years with what I do and what I used to teach teachers. And so I really would love to to share that with women that can go out and change the freaking world. Like your story can change the world. What your skills, you're unique. You have something powerful that you can really share with the world. So I would love to help you get that out there. And if you're in the early stages and you don't have any idea how to you know, structure your content, you know, write your curriculum, and, you know, all of that, that's what I can help you with. So that's what this program is for. It starts on May 1st. So like I said, this is who it's for. I kind of jumped ahead, but it's if you want to teach, but you've never been trained on how to teach, right? You just want that support. Your soul's purpose is, you know, to help people and make a difference in this world. You're a world changer, but perhaps you're just not reaching the people that you want to reach yet. So we're going to have an awesome guest speaker come into this one as well. Kelsey Moore, she's an on-camera coach. So if, you know, if the thought of doing what I'm doing right now and presenting to a group of people scares the bejesus out of you, she's going to give you some really great tools and strategies and tips on how to do that more effectively. So yeah, there's going to be weekly calls, same thing. And there may be more speakers, but I don't know. At the moment, this feels really good. And like I said, I have like such a ton of knowledge on how to help you guys with this. And I feel like we can really dive in over the 5-week period, and you could literally walk away from that with a profitable program, you know, turn your passion into a profit, really. And so same pricing for that one. But what I'm offering today is actually, there's a combination. If you want both programs, it would normally be the 1,776, but today I'm going to offer it for 1,111. And there's payment plans where it could be as little as $75 a week, which is crazy. For 10 weeks of you know, group coaching, you'll be able to like talk with the people in the group. There's going to be lots of this like coaching as we're, you know, more coaching than you're receiving right now from me, but we'll get that because there'll be a lot of Q&A time, and we can really dive deep into whatever questions you have in that program. And then one-on-one, I only have 2 spots available for one-on-one right now, but I wanted to just throw this out there if anyone is interested in doing one-on-one. So what I'm going to do though is anyone that wants one-on-one and that signs up for that, you will have access to those 2 programs as well, which is, you're going to get a ton of stuff in there. So normally it would be the just over $4,000 for just one-on-one. It's for a 12-week, like a 3-month container. But just for this workshop, I'm going to be offering it for just over the $3,000 there. And included in that, you get unlimited Voxer support from me, which is like walkie-talkie, so unlimited support, and then weekly calls. So yeah, we can really like get to the nitty gritty of what's going on for you, and I can help you kind of work through that. So yeah, I just wanted to announce all of that. I'm so excited. I cannot tell you, like, I was jumping around because I was super excited about these 2 programs. They're going to be so jam-packed with value, and yeah, I just can't wait to see the transformation people have through it. So if you are wanting to do that, you know, those programs or both of them, one of them, whatever, I'm also going to be giving away 1 ticket, so 1 seat to whichever program you choose. All right, so if you feel called to attend one or both of these, you're welcome to enter in this giveaway. And all you're going to be doing is sharing a testimonial from this workshop. You're going to share it in my main group, in the Spiritual Soul Sisters group. So just before February 27th, if you can share that, then you'll enter in the competition and you can win a ticket to one of those programs of your choice. So super exciting. I'm really, honestly, these kind of just came to me and it was like, right, launch it now, like go. So it's going to be really amazing. And I can't wait to see who's in there. But just to wrap up, what I want everyone to do, I'm going to put in the comments, I have a link called a milkshake link, and it has all of the different payment plan options. So you feel free to play around and see kind of what works for you. I haven't got the one-on-one coaching links in there, but if you're interested in one-on-one, I just want you to send me a PM because it's easier and we can have a conversation and jump on if you're not sure if it's for you also, like I can do a 30-minute discovery call with you and see, you know, if it seems like I would be a good fit or not for you with whatever, you know, you're wanting to achieve. So just send me a message, and if you're interested in that, and we can chat just with like a free call. So this workshop caused me to think about, and we're done. I've gone a couple of minutes over. I do apologize, but we're almost done. I want to hear what this has caused you to think about. So finish this sentence. This workshop caused me to think about. Finish that. And then when you're done, give me a thumbs up. All right, if you want to put those in the chat, that would be awesome. I would have everyone share, but I know we've gone 7 minutes over, and I want to respect everyone's time. So if you just want to put it in the chat, I would love to read and, you know, see what everyone's thinking. But ladies, it has been such an honor and a privilege, and I've really loved this. Always flies by. I can never, every time I'm like, oh my gosh, was that really 2 hours? How did that just happen? So it really has been a ton of fun, and I hope you got everything that you desired from this. And I really hope to stay connected with you all. And if you have any questions for me, you're welcome to reach out. I will do, if anyone wants me to, let me know in the comments. If you'd like, I can do a Q&A about this, and I'll do it at a different time. So then the people that watch the replay, then they can also join us. It'll just be a live, I'll go live in the Trust Your Truth Sister group. And if you have any questions from this or anything that comes up over the next week, I'll do it a week from now. Actually, I'll be in Arizona, but I'll tell you the details on the, like, in the group, and I'll do a live. So if anyone has questions, then we can go through them then, because sometimes it takes a minute anyway to process and see if there's anything that comes out over the week. But I would love to, in our group, if you can just share, like, with that intention that you set, I want to hear if you have any signs. I want to hear what signs show up for you. Just put them in our Trust Your Truth Sister group and let us know, because I think that'll be really fun to see, you know, what people experience. So I'm not going to do that now, but I want to check the chat. And then, yeah, that's it. Where are we? I'm going to read everyone's before I end it. So if you want to stay, it's been such a pleasure. Ladies, I really appreciate you. And yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. Oh, I love
I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, Kara.
Hi, Sahara.
The Facebook group, I'm not on Facebook. I created this Facebook account just so I can follow people like yourself. You keep referring to it's going to be in the group. Will I see it when I go there?
Okay, so in the confirmation email, so when you got the email that had this link, the Zoom link, there underneath the Zoom link, if you scroll down, there's actually a Facebook link there too. So click on that and it will take you to a Facebook group, and just join that group. And if you can't find it, don't worry, send me a message.
Isn't that the one I joined you on? Isn't that the one I've already joined that one? Or is it do you have more than one?
Yes, so there's Spiritual Soul Sisters. That's the main group. That's where the testimonial would be posted, Spiritual Soul Sisters. And then there's Trust Your Truth Sister, which was just only for the people that registered for this event. And so it'll be that one.
Oh, so I'll scroll down the email and I'll find it, and then I'll click to join.
Yep, and if you have any problems, just send me a message.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It was really nice listening to all of you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, all the way from Morocco.
It's midnight here.
Oh, I bet you're tired. I bet you're tired. I appreciate you staying up.
It's been so empowering meeting everyone. It's really good for the soul.
I agree. It's good for, me too. I love, that's what I love about it, is the people. So I love it. You're all so amazing. I just want to read through all of these before I get off. I don't know how to keep all of this, because it's just so nice to read. Whoa. Oh man, I just pressed a button, but okay. I don't know what I just did. But ladies, it's been such an honor. If anyone has any other questions, just let me know. But if not, we'll jump off, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Oh, I was going to put the milkshake in here for anyone that wants to. I'll put it in the group. Milkshake is just should be able to get a transcript. Oh, okay. Thanks, Madriana. I'll put it here. It's my link. Milkshake. I don't know how to use this. It's just msha.ke/Kara U Kelly. So feel free to jump on and just have a look at the options there. All right. Right. Save the chat. Okay, beautiful. Oh yeah, save chat. Look at you. Thanks. Thanks, Madriana. You learn something new every day. All right. If you want to check that out, you're welcome to. But ladies, thank you so much. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Feel free to unmute yourself and say bye. But yeah, I can stop sharing my screen now. Oh, there we go. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
It was awesome.
Bye. You guys are awesome. You ladies are awesome. Make your day great.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.